and just do a little chat about discipline, motivation, consistency. And I get asked a lot, how do I stay so motivated? So, of course, as you hop on, say hello and let me know where you're watching from. But I really, it's a question that I get often. And at the end of the day, I'm not always motivated. Like, that's the thing. So it's not just like I wake up out of bed every morning and I'm just like super excited to do my workout, or I'm like super excited to do my meal prep on Sunday. So it's not always like that. I'm not always super motivated, and that's the bottom line. But I have been really consistent because I've been able to keep 30 pounds of weight off for over 11 years, right? So how did I do that? What do I teach my clients? How does that work? Hey, mama, how are you? So, yeah, so this is a great topic for anyone to listen to, even if you're on your health journey, you're doing well. Like, it's just something that comes up all the time, right? Like, how do we stay motivated? What do we do when the motivation dips? And this is the thing, we cannot rely on motivation and willpower. Like, willpower does not work. Motivation, Tony Robbins says, is like taking a warm bath. It's like you're dipping your toes in. So sometimes you'll have it and sometimes you won't, right? Drop me an amen in the comments if you agree, right? Because you're not always going to be really motivated. So what keeps me going, right? Well, what keeps me going is always reconnecting to my why and reminding myself like why I'm on this journey, why I started in the first place, why I wanted to lose weight in the first place, right? So if you're finding yourself being really inconsistent and going up and down on your health journey, you need to reconnect to your why, right? And then what keeps me going is reminding myself like, well, what will happen if I just went back to the old version of me, right? Or if you're newer on your journey, remind yourself of this is how you feel right now, and you don't want to keep feeling this way, right? Or if you're like a few weeks in or a few months in and you've made some progress on your health journey, but you're being inconsistent, you need to really say to yourself, like, man, do I want to go back to being that sad, depressed, miserable person that I was, or do I want to keep changing and working on myself? So it's really, really important to remind yourself of what your goals are, what your why is, and how you want to look and feel in the future, and how you don't want to look and feel. Negative reinforcement can really work for some people. I know that works for me to say, I never want to go back to being overweight, depressed, miserable, having acne, having gut issues. So remind yourself, like, I don't want to go back to that. Okay. That is a really, really important way, or at least a really helpful way that, I've been able to keep myself consistent on this journey. Because like I said, we're not always motivated, right? Would you guys agree, for those of you watching? So then enter discipline, right? So some people are like, well, I'm just not disciplined. I can't get disciplined. I don't know how to be disciplined, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, discipline is a learned behavior. It is not something that you just wake up and know how to do. It's something you teach yourself, right? It's like, Michael Jordan didn't just shoot one free throw and become the best basketball player ever, right? Yes, thank you, exactly. So he shot over and over again, free throw after free throw after free throw, right? And that's what made him so good. So it's practice, it's repetition. Just like with anything else, it's all about the mindset. So I tell the girls in my program, mindset is a muscle just like anything else. So it's not something like you journal one day and you do one meditation and then you're just like, oh, I'm so zen and I'm like worked on my mindset. No, like that's not how it works. You want to build a better booty, you work your booty out several times a week over years, right? So it's the same thing with your mindset. So discipline is one of those things that you just need to work on day in and day out. Some things that could help you work on your discipline is to put things into your calendar, batch out your time, right? So set time for meal prep, set time for workouts, put the things in your calendar, because when you put things in your calendar, you're making a commitment to them, right? Check in with your coach if you have one. Hey, hold me accountable to do my meal prep. I'm going to send you photos. That's going to help you start. Hey, mama, how are you? That's going to help you start to build upon those habits, right? To become more disciplined. Something else that can help you with discipline is removing temptation. And that can mean don't hang out with people that could be a little toxic. Remove temptation as far as like certain things in your house that if you're going to binge eat, just remove them for a little bit till you work on your discipline, right? The thing with discipline is you will actually feel so much more in control and so much better about yourself, because you're not just going to be making those emotional choices on the fly, right? So if it's something like emotional eating, that's because a lot of it is you're lacking that discipline, right? Like you haven't sat enough with yourself to say like, okay, am I hungry? Am I tired? Am I just actually stressed? And that comes with discipline of practicing asking yourself those questions. Does anyone have any questions for me while I'm on? I have some time. So we could also do like a Q&A. Do you have any questions for me about anything health, fitness, nutrition related? And remember, guys, also, changing your habits and patterns is going to be a little uncomfortable and it's going to be a little awkward. So you've been stuck in your ways for years, right? So it's not just like you're going to do the change, it's going to feel so great. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's not, your brain is going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you waking up at 5:30? You used to wake up at 7, but maybe what a new habit you're trying to form is to wake up early to do your workouts because you want to be more disciplined in the morning, right? So your brain is definitely going to fight you on that because it's going to be awkward, uncomfortable, but change is where we grow, right? So remember, you got to like talk yourself out of that and just keep at it, just day after day after day. We had a client in the program. She never woke up early to do her workouts and runs, and she started with 1 day waking up early. Then it led to 2, then it led to 3, and now she just consistently wakes up early, gets her workouts in, gets her runs in, and she feels amazing, right? But that wasn't like, she didn't accomplish that in the first week, right? Just like consistency. Yes, exactly. Consistency is key. Discipline and consistency go together, but we want to take the idea of like always being motivated and having willpower out of the equation. How hard to push on how many fronts at once? Water, nutrition, morning, meditation, sleep, mindset. Okay. So if you're just starting on your journey, it can be like overwhelming. Like, I got to drink this much water. I got to do my meal prep. So first things first, get your nutrition and water in check. Okay. Then add in the sleep. I'm sorry, not the sleep. Then add in the meditation. And sleep is something that like, this goes to part of your routine. So what time are you going to bed? What is your evening routine like? That can kind of be lumped together. First things first, increase your water, hone in on the nutrition, right? You can spend 1 to 2 weeks doing that. Then, like week 3, week 4, let's talk about your sleep. Let's talk about your routines, right? So are you putting your phone away at 8, 9 o'clock, turning it down? Are you reading? Are you doing some deep breathing, stretching, foam rolling, any type of meditation, anything to calm you down at night, right? To get your brain to slow down. And then as far as mindset is one of those things that is continuously worked on. So if you're in my program, we talk about all the time, we work on it on the group calls, but then you have to do your own mindset work, right? So that comes to really, are you going to do a guided meditation? Are you going to journal? Are you just going to go for walks and listen to some relaxing music? Everyone is different, and I encourage my clients to try different things. There's different apps. There's YouTube meditation. There's Insight Timer app. There's Calm app. There's Headspace. Does that answer your question? So the weird thing is I can't see your names. It just says Facebook user. So silly. They didn't like figure this out on this software that I'm using it. So, let me know if that was helpful, if you guys have any other questions about that. But always baby step it out. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, and little steps. So work on the nutrition, cleaning up the diet, hitting your water, and then adding in the meditation or the deep breathing. Sleep is something that, even for me, I still struggle with. So, oh, hi, Karen. So just baby stepping it out. You know what I mean? Like just baby step it out. For me, like, with the sleep, I noticed that like if I put my phone away and then I do some reading, and then I honestly, we use CBD. So I take a CBD gummy. If you guys want the brand, if they're local in Hawaii, they're really great. So they help me sleep as well. And I don't wake up feeling groggy. So, but chamomile tea, lavender tea, that also helps. You need to do something at night to wind your brain down. You can't just like play on your phone and then go into bed and expect that you're going to sleep well. But definitely deep breathing and meditation at night could help you. Putting on some of the meditation sleep music helps me as well. Any other questions, Mamacitas? Did that all make sense? The discipline versus motivation, and how to really stay consistent is to just really be disciplined. And, it's day in, day out, over and over, repetition, doing the meal prep every Sunday, scheduling your workouts in, making that commitment to yourself. And if you feel yourself kind of weaning down off the discipline and not like staying on par with your plan, that means you need to have a check-in with yourself and say like, hey self, like, what are you doing? Like, do you really want this? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to look better? Or do you just want to stay stuck? Like, get real with yourself. And as coaches, we're continuously getting real with our clients because we want the best for them. But if you're doing this journey on your own, which I never recommend, but if you're doing the journey on your own, you do need to have some type of conversations with yourself and journal about it, create vision boards. That can help as well. Yeah, for sure. I'll send me a Facebook message after this live and I'll send you the info for sure. Any other questions, guys? Okay. All right, guys. Well, great to chat with you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to just drop them underneath the live in the comments and I'll go back in and answer them, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.